What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BMAX45, and we're coming at you with another video. We have a battle report update for the Digimon TCG. We just played in the Play TCG regionals, the online regionals that just happened yesterday. Play TCG had their regionals, and we came in 83rd place. It was actually originally it was 88th, but then they had to get rid of the people who dropped, who would have had a better record than me. So it came down to 83rd. So we got top 128 prizing. So that's really cool. So we're going to be getting an extra event pack, which is really great. Was hoping to get 64th maybe so we could get another event pack, but one is better than none. We had a record of 3 wins, 2 ties, and 3 losses. So not a great day for us. And honestly, it wasn't a great day. A lot of my wins were no-shows, but we did our best. We tried. A lot of matches were just really hard matchups. We had some bricky hands. And other than that, we had some really close games, which was really good. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about the deck. Again, we took Megidramon again. We thought, hey, we did well with it last time. Let's do one more time. I was thinking about playing Imperial Dramon, Virus Imperial Dramon, but I just felt like this was a little bit more consistent. And so I thought, yeah, I'll try this again. But anyways, we took Megidramon again. Didn't do as well, but we had a lot of fun and good matches, good people. So that was great. But yeah, so we'll get into it. We'll talk about the deck. We'll talk about the matchups and how things went. And as always, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, so we made some changes to the deck. Obviously, same thing. Digimon, Egg. We dropped a Guilmon X-Antibody down and put a Rush Guilmon in. So you had 4 of each of these and 3 X-Antibody. I think that was the right call. It came up that I had to play this on top of a Digimon a lot less, which is good. I mean, it's good. And as well, like sometimes you just get drawn to that way too much. You want that memory gain from this guy, or you want to be getting those Rush Guilmon in the trash so you can potentially use them to win later on. So definitely the right call. Kept this line the same. I think you need 4 Groundmon X-Antibody because you want to see it. So I definitely think that's the right call. The level 5s were the same as before. I thought about playing like an EX3 one or a Skull Greymon. I see a lot of people doing that. I don't feel like it's necessary. And actually, the War Growl X-Antibody actually came up a couple times and was clutch in a couple matches, and we'll talk about that because he does protect you from being bounced, and he can activate the Digimon I designed if you have those on the field. We also have. I also changed. I got rid of the Medieval Gallantmon. I didn't feel like Medieval Gallantmon did enough in this deck. It just wasn't as easy to play. You had most of the time you had to either Digivolve into him, which seemed like a waste. And he doesn't get multiple attacks. He doesn't win the game fast, and your opponent can really get around him. So I decided, hey, he's not really necessary. I don't play him a lot. Let's go for Megidramon, and I think that was the right call as well. Just always being able to see this and have at least a couple copies in my hand. It does make it so that you sometimes have to mulligan because you'll draw into like 2 or 3 of these in your hand with some other high-level monsters, and that's like, okay, this is a bad hand. But having 4, I think, is the right call. And we didn't really change the ratio of the level 6s because we just dropped the Gallantmon. This is still the perfect number. This is fine, and the promo Gallantmon is so important because it's so skillful to play. You really got to think out your moves, and then this guy again is clutch, and he can actually help you play that. So it's very important to know how to play this guy, because you just need to have a 13k. There just needs to be a 13k or more DP Digimon on the field. So if you don't have him and you have an empty board, you can play him, and then you can play as many of him as you want. Or if your opponent has a 13k or more Digimon, you can play him. I dropped 1 Analog Youth because I decided I wanted to play more training. I think this worked out pretty good. There were some games where I didn't have Analog Youth, I could still maintain turn though with proper memory management through things like, like having the guys, the Guillemon and the Growlmon, and then having like a combination of these cards. So I don't think it's the wrong move. I do like how this sets up the trash faster, but you still see it enough. And then Wisdom Training is really good because it really helps you get up your line real quick. And then pretty much everything was pretty much the same as last time, so I didn't really change too much in the options things. I wouldn't play more than 3 Grav Crush. I do like the 1 red Scramble. It is really good. The 2 Digimon I designed, that's pretty good too. You have a total of like, what is it? 3, 6, 7 cards that Wisdom Training can't search, but I do like the red Scramble because it can add these guys back to your hand on top of the deck, so you can draw into them. So that's why I would keep the red Scramble over the purple. And then purple memory boost, good too. Jack Raid won me some games, especially when Jack Raid gets hit off security. That's always really good. So that was the deck, guys, and that was the changes. And then so we had our matchups here. So our first round, I got 2-0'd by Royal Knights. Very bad hands, and that deck is still crazy. I don't think he even pulled Omni X on me at all. He just kept outplaying my moves, and due to limited cards and not getting what I needed, I generally couldn't do anything. And Crimson Mode, he Crimson Mode me, and I totally didn't realize that Crimson Mode is not a Royal Knight card. So it just stays on the field, and then he attacks for game, basically, if I have a lot of stuff in my trash. So that was unfortunate, too, because I didn't realize that, and I kind of like, I'll just go to the next turn. And, yeah, that was... So, Crimson Mode, not a Royal Knight. Remember that. Round 2, I went 1-2 Purple Hybrid. Game 3 was close. He turboed faster. Literally, if I would have had the next turn, I would have won the game. But I set myself up really good, and he just had enough stuff. He drew into a Louis, so he could put an extra body on the board after an Uko play, and basically just turbo killed me. So that was unfortunate, because that would have been my game, basically, if he hadn't had that steam. But, that was a good match. Didn't feel too bad about that because it was very back and forth. And I won the first or second game. Round 3, my opponent had to leave. He couldn't stay. He had something come up. So my first win was a freebie. We call it I had to leave. Round 4, I got 2-0'd by Red Hybrid. Again, I got out aggroed both games. Both games, I had a strong start. I think I Megidramon at least once. Both games, he was able to just super aggro with what's his name? With the old Ancient Greymon from BT4, and just check, and then use that Takuya Koji dual tamer to rush attack me, into the end of his turn. So there's not much I can do about that. I don't have blockers except for the promo Galmon. Sometimes there's some decks that can out aggro you. Both games, like I said, if he hadn't been able to do that, I would have had the win. And I think I memory managed him pretty good on both games, but it is what it is. And then that was round 4. Round 5, I had a no-show again, so that was another no-show. That was my second win. Both my 2 wins were like freebies. Round 6, I tied with Magna. In time, game 2, I should have won. I should have won game 2. I misplayed real hard. I did not put enough. So I had a very good board. I had wiped out most of his security. Set myself up with 2 stacks on the board. a Guillemon, a Guillemon X-Antibody, and then I had managed to Digivolve up to War Growl. But I couldn't, unfortunately, I had used the Growlmon ability to destroy his, what is it, his Vmon before he could use Armor Digivolution. So I was cleared his board. He had nothing back in raising. So he had, and he only had 3 memory. Well, he had 1 memory. I gave him 1 memory to work with, but then he got 2 memory from his Davises on board, which was unfortunate. But he would have had to play a Vmon and then Digivolve into Magnamon. And I misplayed very hard with that. Very, very hard misplay. I went up to War Growlmon, and he was able to strip 2 sources from my War Growlmon. And then because of that, and bounce it, so I didn't get any abilities. I didn't get the on deletion. Bounce my War Growlmon. I had no level 4s in hand, and I didn't realize that, which was the mistake I made. I could have gone into Growlmon X-Antibody, which would have saved it, or could have done other stuff, but I didn't. And so then he had the Magnamon, the one that, the ST Magnamon on the board, and from there he was able to basically beat me. So it was a very big misplay that I did not, have a better, setup, and that was generally my fault. I could have done something completely different, and it would have been way better in the long run for me, because I just did not set myself up to have really good success with that. So that was unfortunate. But, that's where you get those misplays, where you learn stuff and then you get better at the game. Round 7, I tied to the Adventure deck. Man, what a deck. Oh my gosh. Bouncing my stack, getting nothing off Megidramon. That's where the War Growlmon came in clutch, because the War Growlmon X-Antibody I was able to play it to protect my stack and delete one of his, and then he played something else. And I was like, whatever, it doesn't even matter, because I basically was able to out-Trish. The first game I just got destroyed. I was basically set up to win the game, and then I didn't realize what Megidramon did, the fact that it bounces your stack, and that basically set me up for failure, because that deck can put out 2 level 5s like nothing, and then you get counter timing aced, and it's very detrimental to you, so that's unfortunate. And then you don't have much things that can pop their level 5s, like War Growlmon X-Antibody is the only thing that can pop their level 5s, unless, of course, you have your Gallantmons, but your Gallantmons don't pop anything, in between 6 and 13k, so that doesn't help you either, because generally their level 5s are a little bit higher than that. But, Adventure deck is probably a pretty hard matchup against this deck, but I managed to squeak out the win in game 2. I thought I think he thought he was fine. He aced me twice, which was fine, because I summoned Megidramon. He couldn't bounce it. It checked 2 cards. He aced and popped it. It didn't even check 2 cards, but trashed his security card. I think he had 1 or 2. Yeah, he had 1 or 2 security. One security. Played out 2 Rush Geos. He aced with Megidramon. They both had blocked at that point. And then he didn't realize that because of his War Greymon, I could play out the Gallantmon, and then I could play out the promo Gallantmon, and I basically rushed him for game with those guys. So he was unaware of my abilities as well. So yeah, that was really good. Managed to get the tie on that one, and just before time, we were just getting into overtime, so we didn't even play out the last game. And then round 8, I got 2-0'd a Gallantmon player. He didn't draw very well, and I just had perfect setup. I was able to use a couple of Digimon I designed and then use the War Growlmon combo to go up the line twice. I went up into Megidramon twice for free because after the first time, I destroyed his stack. He played out a card. He put Proform on the top. I basically went into Rush Gyomon, went into Growlmon for free with the first Digimon I designed, went into Growlmon X for free, used a Gravity Crush to go to 3 so that I could throw down a War Growlmon. So then I was at 0. Then I played War Growlmon X-Antibody to pop the monster he had floated, which got me a memory back to 1. And then I was able to use the second Digimon design to Digivolve into Megidramon for free, and then attack, trash the rest of the security, and put a bunch of Rush Gyos on board. So very, very good. All fun stuff. So a lot of good plays and a lot of some bad matchups, but as well as some just funny, strange things. But it was a good tournament, and I'm glad that I got top 128 at least. Get an extra event pack. This is kind of nice. And yeah, hopefully we'll do better at the next regionals, and hopefully we'll do better at the Ultimate Cup in in middle of July. So we'll see what happens. Will there be EX9 decks in the July in the July Ultimate Cup, or will it just be the same format all over again before we get Cyber Eden? We'll have to wait and see. But tell me what you guys' thoughts are. Do you think I could have done better? Do you think that I played the deck the best I could? Do you think that this list is better than the last time, or should I just stuck with some of my things that I had from the last list? Let me know down below. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.